Hello and welcome back to Aviation Avi. Go where you feel the most alive. Today we'll be discussing some mysterious facts in the aviation industry. So let's get started. Aircrafts are actually more fuel efficient than a car. Shocking, right? Let's calculate it. The Boeing 747 is one of the largest commercial aircraft and it burns about 5 gallons of fuel per mile. Reversing this gives us the figure of 0.2 miles per gallon of fuel. This is much lower than an average car's fuel efficiency at about 25 miles per gallon. But considering the number of passengers a Boeing 747 carries, it is far more efficient because a Boeing 747 aircraft carries about 500 people at a time. So, a 747 is actually transporting at 100 miles per gallon per person with a speed of 600 to 900 kilometers per hour. So, here is how an aircraft is much more fuel efficient than a car. The aircraft's tire pressure is 6 times the car's tire. The real reason why airplane tires rarely pop even though they are carrying a huge amount of weight is not just its thickness. Airplane tires are pumped to roughly 200 psi, about 6 times the pressure inside an average car tire, that is about 32 to 35 psi. In fact, according to an experiment recorded by National Geographic, a Boeing 737's tire can withstand about 900 psi before bursting. Isn't it interesting? What are those triangles marked inside the aircraft cabin? Inside the aircraft cabin, above the window of some seats, there are either red or black triangles marked. These little triangles throughout the cabin line up with the wings outside the plane. If the crew needs to check the wings, these triangles mark a point for clear view. The markings are especially helpful in winter conditions to make sure the wings are properly de-iced. Oxygen masks on aircrafts only have about 15 minutes worth of oxygen. Shocking, right? This sounds like a frighteningly short amount of time, but in reality, that should be more than sufficient. Remember, oxygen masks drops when the airplane cabin loses pressure, which means that the airplane is also losing altitude. A pilot will respond to that situation by donning an oxygen mask and moving the airplane to an altitude below 10,000 feet where passengers can simply breathe normally. So, no extra oxygen is required. The rapid descent usually takes less than 15 minutes, meaning those oxygen masks have more than enough air to protect passengers. So, there is no need to worry. What are those white lines in the sky that you see when you spot an aircraft in air? Those white lines that the plane leaves in the sky are simply trails of condensation. Hence, it is given a technical name of contrails. Plane engines release water vapor as a part of the combustion process. When the hot vapor is pumped out of the exhaust and it hits the cooler air of the upper atmosphere, it creates those puffy white lines in the sky, which are the contrails. It is very similar to the white puff that you see when you blow out air when it is cold outside. Interestingly, you must have never spotted square windows on an aircraft. The reason being, round windows are actually stronger than the square ones. Square windows would actually be hazardous for airplanes because the pressure inside and outside the cabin is very much different. Much that the sharp, edgy corners wouldn't be able to handle the pressure and would get deformed. As science says, sharp corners naturally concentrate more stress, which further gets weakened by the immense air pressure. Curved or round-shaped windows distribute the stress of the outside pressure of air equally throughout the window structure and thus are stronger and less prone to deformation because of the pressure. So this is why you always spot round windows and not square ones on an airplane. Each time an aircraft is pressurized during a flight, its fuselage is subjected to stress. The lifespan of an aircraft is reached when there are certain metal fatigues or cracks which may pose danger. The service life of 20 years is generally expressed by approximate figures of 51,000 flight hours and 75,000 pressure cycles for most aircrafts. If an aircraft is used on long-haul routes, it experiences relatively fewer pressurization cycles in its life and can remain airworthy far beyond 20 years. And you know the reason behind this by now. This is the first time we tried recording such a video. Hope you enjoyed. Do visit our website aviationavi.com, and if you like our work, do like, share and subscribe because your support is our motivation. You can connect with us on LinkedIn, the link of which is given in the description. This is Anvesha Pal signing off. Thank you.